Okay, so literally the weirdest, well, weird in a funny way sort of thing just happened. So I'm about to start doing the video, right? And I noticed that I forgot to turn on the lamp behind me. What's weird about it is my door is also right behind me over there. Meaning the lamp over here is literally the first thing I turn on when I walk into the room. How did I miss doing that? Like, so actually I know why, because I went for the headlight, above me. So yeah, that's what I do. I get the, like, because of the aesthetic of where I'm doing this, trying to get ambient lighting so it looks nice. So with that said, good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. Got a lot to look forward to today. Truth or Dab, Marquise Brownlee and son of a gun, I forgot who. Like, Neistat, I think. I think, yeah. So yeah, that's gonna be great. Again, like, two Hot Ones alumni whom I have no idea who they are, but I had no idea who they were until they show up on Hot Ones. So that's pretty cool. In terms of weather today, I don't really. It's supposed to be a little bit nicer. Tomorrow is actually supposed to be great. Like almost 80. A little bit cloudy, but almost 80. It's gonna be pretty cool. Looking forward to that. I could go for some nice weather right before August ends. Going into Labor Day weekend. So, yeah. Honestly, man, it's so weird. Like, when I was a kid, Labor Day weekend was always like the most, like, fearful, dreaded, like, weekend that the whole year entailed for. Just solely because I know what would happen immediately after, well, not immediately, but almost immediately after the fact. And that was that, in the Big Flats, Elmira, Corning, Horseheads area, that's when school starts. And it was always just so, a couple of times it was so bad I almost cried. A few years it really was so bad that I did cry. I think it was like the first day of like 5th, 6th, and 7th grade. Those are the days like I was crying that I was back in school. I will admit to that. Although, admittedly, I think it was because 4th grade was such like a giant like whiplash of just, because my 4th grade teacher, looking back on it, she was a little brash, but when you're a kid, you're gonna think like she was the worst teacher ever. So the fact that I have to go back and potentially face that again, I think that's what ultimately would like fill me with dread. But I'm almost 30 years old right now. I'm no longer in school. I have a bachelor's in health sciences from Gettysburg College, for goodness sakes. I shouldn't even be worried about that stuff anymore. Yet even now, I occasionally get like the crazy, you get the dream where you're in the classroom and you're in your underwear and you have to take that test that apparently you didn't study for. Like dreams like that. I know like everyone else gets those dreams on occasion, so no, I'm not the only one. Wow, someone's going, I don't get those dreams. Don't lie. Yes, you do. Okay? I mean, dreams like that aren't quite like that. Sometimes I just find myself in school wondering, why am I here? Seriously, there were times where, like, I was a senior in college, and yet I found myself walking to class for Trinity Pauling. Now, don't get me wrong, now if I were to have that, I'd be a little less fearful because, I know I'd be dreaming, so, I'd wake up out of it. But it would still sort of take me by surprise. And the weird part is, even though it would feel like I was at Trinity Pawling, the year, or whatever high school I was at, being, Horseheads, or even Gettysburg College for that matter, if I was like dreaming I was there, it would feel like I was there, but it wouldn't look like a place within that area that I personally have been to, if that makes sense. So, they're weird. But, again, I didn't have a dream like that last night, thank goodness, Honestly, I can't remember the last time I did. But it'd be interesting. Sometimes I think about, like, if I had, like, a weird dream the night before, and I have talked about I have shared what dreams I've had, doing videos before. I just told you that one the other day about, how apparently I made a video that went, like, completely viral, and that was because I exasperated the conflict of whether or not you should put pineapple on pizza. Like that was a weird dream I told you about that I had. But sometimes I wonder, if I do have a weird dream, should I write it down and talk about it to you guys? But then I realized, you know what? It's not really worth the effort. More often than not, I end up forgetting the dream anyway. Again, I've only, to my knowledge, I could count on my hand the number of times that I've actually had dreams that I've shared that I've had with you guys, and they've been so few and far in between that honestly talking about whatever dreams I had the night before really isn't worth the effort. If I was able to find a way to make it work, it'd be really entertaining for you. I don't know if it would be for me though. That'd be weird. It'd be great for you guys. You get yourself a laugh. You'd be like, yeah, this is funny. So apparently Nick was flying with a unicorn in a dream. Sweet. That didn't really happen in a dream before. I'm just thinking of an example. But yeah, darn it. Now I kind of wish I did have a dream I was flying with a unicorn. That'd be awesome. I'd be able to say, like, yeah, unicorns are real. Then I wake up, I'm like, oh, that's sad. Although, okay, I gotta say this. For the longest time, I was convinced that unicorns were, they still have the horn, the obligatory horn. They're still like a pony or a horse that, had a horn. But I also thought they had wings. When apparently if they have wings, they're referred to as a Pegasus. But apparently a unicorn is just like a horse with a horn, done. That's apparently that's all it is. I actually did not know that. I knew Pegasus was, Hercules' horse, and that's because of partly mythology and the Disney Hercules movie. Which, yeah, it's a little crazy, but I like that movie. I know there are people that don't really care much for that particular Disney movie, but, I like it. I like it a lot. It's not one of my favorites, but I certainly don't hate it in any way. Although it does remind me of all the, you guys remember, the direct-to-video, Disney sequels? Hercules would have been a great one to do. Touch upon Greek mythology or something. That'd been sweet. But then again, pretty much all the other direct-to-home video Disney sequels probably would have been bad. Actually not all of them have been bad. The Aladdin ones are pretty good, to my knowledge. The ones involving Lilo and Stitch are pretty good. Especially the ones that sort of begin and end that one series that aired on Disney Channel. Which, that was also pretty good. Actually, you know what? I remember the one that ended, the movie that ended the Lilo and Stitch show. That was actually really cool. They make all these, evil experiments, but then, all of Stitch's quote-unquote cousins that are the other 625 experiments, band together and fight him off. Basically, it was a giant battle. That is awesome. Anything that features a giant battle is guaranteed to pique my interest. Although, let's be real here. We live in a post-Avengers Endgame era. I'm pretty sure nothing's gonna top that final battle. I mean, then again, I said the exact same thing about Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. And while I didn't really think it at the time, now that I look back on it, I said the exact same thing about Lord of the Rings Return of the King. Which, yeah, apparently if you feature big battle, technically it means big bucks at the box office. Although that does remind me, if you're a fanboy or a fangirl, then you may know of the term James Cameron's Terrible 2. Basically, these are movies that, by all accounts, are quote-unquote good, but they're really not that great, and they certainly don't really warrant why they made so much money at the box office. They're Avatar and Titanic. Again, they're not bad, but they're not really as great as everyone makes them out to be, and again, they don't warrant all the money they received at the box office. Well, I say this because Avengers Endgame beat them both. I'm like, yes! That's exactly what we need. That all is right with the world in that regard. So, yeah. That's pretty sweet, huh? Yeah. You know what? In all this excitement, I didn't even get into why, not having that lamp turn on behind me really was as weird as it was. Outside of the fact that, yeah, by all accounts, it really ought to be the first light I turn on when I enter this vicinity. And that is, we're 606 days in now. And it was the first time I ever turned on the camera, and I realized that light wasn't turned on. That's a pretty long way that I've been doing this. Yeah, some people wonder, if I really do keep count as how far I am. Well, yeah, I do. I mean, sometimes I think of okay, what's today's date? When was day number so-and-so? It's easy to remember that today is day 606, partly because, of the fact that day 600 literally just happened, and today is August 29th. See, day 600 was August 23rd, today is August 29th, so, literally just basic addition. But as time goes on, that number gets a little harder to remember, but not impossible. So that's really good. Let's see, anything else great happened yesterday? Although, I say this at the end of every video, but I hope that everyone had a wonderful hump day. Well, and brace yourselves, I'm going to be talking about Libs again. For a Wednesday, Libs actually had a fully packed house. No longer taking reservations, packed house, pretty much standing room only. And this was on a Wednesday. I told y'all it was the GOAT, along with Moretti's. So yeah, those two are the GOATs. And it's not even close. I love calling them the GOAT. I love using the term GOAT when I deem it necessary. And, those two places are definitely it. So, the good people at Libs, congratulations. Keep up the fantastic work, and, I hope, down the line I get to go there again. I mean, not like I live very far from it necessarily, but, I kind of want to go if, the mood strikes me. Partly, and plus, again, it's the kind of place where unless you're packing gift cards or you have cash to burn, neither of which I have, that's why you go. So, yeah. Well, I might go soon. I mean, I could always go, on my birthday. Although, that does actually remind me. And, it really does hammer in just, how deep family really is connected with me. And that is, it was right before 2013 ended. So before 2014. My birthday was, I do believe it was on a Friday, actually. But we celebrated my birthday as a family on Saturday, and sure enough, we went to Libs. I'll never forget that on the car ride home, I immediately thought, because I just turned 24 years old. You know, I'm 24 years old right now. And, like, for every single one of those years, my mom was always there. And then it hit me, the year I actually have my birthday, and my parents are no longer with me, because, you know, that is, let's be honest, I know that's going to happen one day. That's the fact of life. It will. It does. It happens. It's sad. And believe me, that's going to be a pretty sad birthday for me. It will. But then I also remember, by that point, you know, my family extends far beyond the reaches of just my mother and father, you know. I have my brother, his wife, my nephews that I'm really excited about having soon. And I'm sure I'm going to have other family members that are going to be around to celebrate that particular birthday with. At least I hope so. Let me knock on wood right there. So, yeah. I think I'm going to be okay for that one. Wow, that got kind of emotional, actually. Wow. I better stop work before I get ahead. So like, favorite, share, hit that subscribe button, follow me on social media platforms, and turn those notifications on YouTube. I am very humbled I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy for today. I'm hopefully I'll have a wonderful Thursday. And remember, if any of you guys ever want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices.